Hello, beautiful, wonderful people. My name is Molly Northgraves. Welcome to another episode of Jazz Storytime. I'm going to be talking today about a tune called Some of These Days. This is written in 1910 by a Canadian guy, Sheldon Brooks. He wrote this, however, while he was living in Chicago. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But first, getting it by the piano can, getting good. Here we go. Key of F major. Alright, some of these days. Okay, so 1910, a young 20-something Sheldon Brooks heads from the safety of Canada, off to the big, bright, new, adventurous world of Chicago, where he goes to be composer and musician. So, he'd already had one hit tune under his belt, and it had been published at that point. But I think that he had a really good idea of what worked musically and what was going to be a successful song at that time. So he came up in 1910 with the tune Some of These Days, and already he had a great suspicion that this was going to be really successful. So his goal was to get it in front of the one, the only Sophie Tucker, who's a fabulous star at that time. However, because she was a fabulous star at that time, everybody wanted to get their music out to her. Kind of tricky, right? However, young, resourceful Sheldon Brooks had a way. He was friends with Molly Elkins, who happened to be Sophie Tucker's maid. And I always remember Molly Elkins' name because I have a friend named Maddie Elkins. So, shout out to Maddie Elkins, because you always remind me of Molly Elkins, Sophie Tucker's maid. In a good way. In a great way. Anyways, Molly convinces Sophie Tucker to let Sheldon Brooks perform his piece for her. She gives him a couple minutes, and instantly she falls in love with this song. Immediately starts performing it. People request this song from her. This becomes her theme song. Fun fact, it's actually the title of her autobiography as well. So 1910, she records this to Wax. In 1923, the original Dixieland Jazz Band records this song. And in 1926, Sophie Tucker also records this to 78. And at that time, she sold 1 million copies of that record. That's a lot of copies. I mean, I wish I sold 1 million copies of my record today in 2020. Back in 1926, that's huge. Okay, more recently, this is recorded on Norbert Sissamill's 2012 album, Night on Frenchman Street. So if you want to check out a more modern recording of that, there's that to check out too. Because I know not everybody wants to listen to really, really old recordings. I mean, I really want to listen to really, really old recordings. Not everybody loves that aesthetic. So if you want something a little bit more shiny and polished, there's an option for you to check out. And I'm sure it's available on Bandcamp or Spotify or SoundCloud or somewhere on the internets. All right, so I played that for you in the key of F. I think I might stick there. One thing that stuck with me, actually, when reading about Sophie Tucker talking about this tune, was that she loved how versatile it was. She could do it as a vaudeville type tune. She could do it as a shticky type of tune. She could do it as a ballad. She could do it as an up-tempo hot number. It's really flexible. Harmonically, it's really interesting. You don't always know exactly where you're going, but you do know that you're going to like wherever you end up. And the melody is pretty cool. It doesn't repeat itself that often. So take a listen. I'm going to sing it for you to wrap things up in the key of F again, I think. Yeah, key of F. Let's stick with F. Oh yeah, it also starts on the 3 dominant. So here's F. 1, 3. That's kind of cool too. Not a lot of songs start on 3 dominant. Fun fact. Some of these days you're gonna miss me, baby. Some of these days you're gonna feel so lonely. You'll miss my hugging, you'll miss my kisses, you'll miss me, darling, when I'm away. You'll miss me, honey, 'cause I had lots of money. That's a lie. And you know, darling, that you had your way. So when I leave you, please know I won't grieve you. You're gonna miss your red hot mama some of these days. Okay, thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Bonnie Northgraves. That was Sheldon Brooks' 1910 hit, Some of These Days. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.